Okay, now that we're imported, let's go ahead and let's give you a quick sort of rundown or tour of Lightroom. The first thing that you're going to notice is the workspace, right? The workspace has this sort of all of these different panels. So I've got a panel over here on my left that sort of has some stuff in it, a panel on my right, this really important thing down here called the film strip, which is at the bottom of my Lightroom, the workspace, sort of the main window space, and then the most important thing are these things called modules. So if you look in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see 6 modules: library, develop, map, book, slideshow, print, and web. The 3 that we're going to focus on this semester are going to be library, develop, and print. Another really great feature is the web function, but we're not going to really go over that too much. Let's just go through and let's sort of tour what happens in each of these 3 main modules. I like to think about the library module as the place to sort of organize everything. This is where I build collections, build collection sets. It's where I look at everything and where I rank, sort, and edit. A lot of people say that photo editing is going in and making it brighter or darker or more contrasty or more saturated. I really think that's just a very small portion of the editing workflow. The main and hardest part of editing, I think, is really about picking what photographs you're going to end up editing. And I think a lot of that will happen in the library module. So over here you'll see Catalogue. I also have this folders thing where you can see that I have my external hard drive with my 2019 and then all of my sub year, month, and day photo sets. I also have this really powerful tool called Collections, and I'm going to show you that in a little bit. Over on the right hand side, for us just starting to learn how to make photographs, is the histogram. And the cool thing about the histogram is it's going to show my ISO, the focal length of my lens, my f-stop, and the shutter speed that I was at. And so that's a really great tool. I also have things like quick develop, which will allow me to make really quick edits. I can keyword or sort of type in things. I can sort of pick from a keyword list. And then I have the metadata. So this is going to tell me what my file name is, when it was created, the size and dimensions of my image, exposure, focal length, ISO, model, make of my camera and my lens. All of that stuff is going to be over here in the right hand side. And so I can go through and I can click this view, which is basically a grid view, but if you'll notice, I can sort of see that down below on the film strip. And the way I like to actually navigate Lightroom is down here on the film strip. I like to use my left and right arrow keys to sort of page through things. I can also increase or decrease the size of my thumbnails, but I actually don't use thumbnails very often unless I'm sort of trying to find something as an overview. I really like to use the film strip. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click over here in the bottom left-hand corner to the loop view. I can also press E. You're also going to see that if I want to go back to grid view, I can press G. So I'm going to go to E, and this is going to allow me to zoom in, see if something is in focus. I can move left and right through my film strip and then decide if my photograph is really interesting. Once I've done that, I can go to the develop module. The develop module is going to allow me to do a lot of great things. This is where I can actually do my editing. So I have basic corrections, I have tone curve corrections, I have a hue, saturation, luminance, and color correction thing. I can split tone. There's a detail panel for sharpening and doing noise reduction. I also have lens correction where I can remove chromatic aberration. I also have a transform module where I can straighten things up. And I can collapse and expand any of these things. Once I've got the image edited where I want, I can then, and I get a group, I can then go to the print module, and that's when you're going to be hooked up for the printer. Go ahead and see the in-class printed out handouts for the print module. That will do a much better job of explaining those 3 modules.